Jesus, idiot.
Charles, on this beautiful late spring, almost summer day, I begin with a riddle. What do you get when you cross World War II with the Cuban Missile Crisis and you just sprinkle in a dash of crack?
Bird brain.
You get Joe Biden.
Yeah, well, here we are. They cleaned up the arch here. Yesterday it had writing on it.
That's a full-time job now.
Yeah, exactly. And today it's a little overcast, but it's nice. It's a little cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sunnier as the day goes on.
And here we are in Christopher Columbus Square. Park,
Exactly.
Right? Where the mob in 2020 wanted to tear down the statue over there of
George
somebody
Washington.
they claimed was Christopher Columbus, when in fact it's George Washington.
But wait a second, Charles. Look, there's something has happened where somebody has taken some degree of control over this park, and that they really are not selling weed in here anymore.
Well, because there's a big movie being shot down there, and I suspect, and there's a police presence on Hobo Lane there.
That guy should know better than to ride the
He's an
bicycle
idiot.
in the
He's
park.
probably a professor at NYU. Probably the president of NYU, for all we know. Here's somebody who desperately needs a haircut.
Oh, wow. Speaking of professors at NYU, we're in close proximity to NYU Law School, which has blocked me on Twitter for posting lots of instances of me asking Andrew Weissman about his relationship with
We'll go that way.
DIA and FBI asset Felix Sater. People were saying he's not an FBI asset, but I was just reminded that there was a 2004 letter from somebody at the Department of Justice saying that they wanted to, adjourn a Felix Sater court appearance because he was working with the FBI internationally. So, I mean, maybe, oh my God, that guy was just petting a
Let's get away
pigeon.
from him. Let's get away from him.
That guy's the pigeon whisperer, Charles.
I know, but those are filthy.
Pretended to be the pigeon whisperer.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the blunt smoking philosopher. Charles,
Exactly.
we have all these different characters here
And
today.
here's this guy.
Yeah.
Smoking hash. Actually, yesterday, I was walking down, I'm not going to say what street, but close to me, and it's a high-end street in the village, and I saw two guys, arms out, needle in,
Woo!
at noon.
But like 5 p.m. would be better?
Well, no, but the point is, in broad daylight, you're going to inject whatever it was into your arm.
Yeah, they don't seem too concerned.
It was outrageous. Oh,
That's
yeah.
the bad luck spot.
Yeah, you want to
Charles.
stay. This all is bad luck. Maybe we should go this way.
Yeah, that's just a negative campaign. But Rachel Maddow and various other MSNBC and left-leaning lunatics have been saying that Trump is going to lock them up, and people are like, oh, they're upset because they're gay and they think Trump is going to lock up gays. No, they know that they've been directly complicit in a criminal conspiracy, right? And they're worried that Trump knows and people know, and that the plan is going to fail and they're going to go to jail.
Well, but aren't there 1,400 people, 1,400 J6 defendants indicted and/or in prison and/or about to go to prison?
Yes. That's a very loud little dog.
And of those 1,400, somebody makes the excellent point. They're pushing on Rand Paul and another congressperson. They're pushing on Johnson, the inept, to go after
The J6 committee.
to declare that the J6 subpoena was invalid
right.
because the committee was invalidly constituted.
Why is he waiting on that?
I don't know. I mean, it's just they got him by the
You
short.
should not be riding that bicycle in the park. Right
on.
behind us.
Idiot.
I mean, that is an adult woman who should know better. And she looks at me with a face.
I know, because she's pretty, and let's
Not
go down
that
this way.
pretty, Yeah.
She thinks that she's got the pretty privilege, but back on this question, that committee was never validly constituted, and I would argue that every action taken by it is therefore null and void.
I agree.
And why aren't Tucker gave some interview, or maybe it was his own show, where he castigated Republicans for not doing enough.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, they talk a big game, and then they do nothing.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing
lots of Fox appearances.
Yeah, and lots of books.
And I'm sure, yeah, donations to the campaign.
Their committee and their charities or whatever.
Right.
They have lots of steak dinners.
Right. I mean, think about it though, Charles. If somebody wanted to take you out to dinner every night, that's 6, 7, 8, maybe in DC, that could be $1,000 a week.
Much more than that.
That's what I'm saying. That's quite a perk, right?
I think that's the way this kind of stuff works. There's so many parties when Congress is in session. There's so many cocktail parties and dinner parties,
right,
and private events and lunches and this and that.
Right. And
Congress people they're only limited 435 of them, so they're always invited to these things.
In demand.
And the staffers are invited. And it's easy to fall into this rut, where you don't want to, you got a good thing going. Is that your car?
This is an older Raptor, but it is supercharged. I like it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you're right, Charles. I mean, 175,000 might not seem like a lot for Congress, but when you don't ever have to pay for anything,
right,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think Jerry Corsi was telling us about there's some club. This is called the Congressional Club, or there is a Congressional Golf Club, but there's some other.
No, I think I've been in that. Ivan Raiklan took me there.
Yeah, where John Boehner was there when he was Speaker. He was there every day by 5.
Yeah, it's like a
red
cocktail
wine.
Party, right? It's like a country club, is what I would say that is.
Well, a Congressional Country Club outside DC is a very expensive golf club.
But not golf. It's almost like when you go to. When we went to that Trump thing and they have the golf house where they, it's like that. It's like just like a party center.
Oh, okay, but there is actually something called the Congressional Golf Club, which is I
haven't seen.
Extremely exclusive. Anyway, it's distressing to see where we are today. I mean, the most obnoxious thing that I saw overnight was this idea that the Biden administration is now saying it's okay to send our weapons to the Azov Brigade.
That's crazy. That's what I was talking about with the World War II part.
Well, and the point is, here we have a situation in the Middle East where Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and John Kerry and others upended the Middle East with the Arab Spring. They brought down many, you could say they may not have been legitimately elected, but they were the fruits of election, most of these leaders. They brought down the leaders in these uprising. The Middle East has been unstable ever since. Well, it's been unstable before 2009. Now we have hostages, untold numbers of American hostages in Gaza. I suspect we have hostages in Afghanistan. We might have them in Iraq.
They got to be dead already in Afghanistan.
Well, maybe. But the point is, if we're, as Biden did right after October 7th, he jets over to Israel and says, "We've got your back." And now not only are we apparently negotiating not using Israel to get our Americans back with Hamas, and who knows what Biden and his corrupt team are offering Hamas, but we're also sending weapons to Nazis, actual Nazis. I mean, I doubt, maybe the progressives, if they thought about this, would say this is fine.
No, they think we're crazy to say that they're Nazis and that's made up.
They are actual Nazis.
I know. Look at that.
What?
Just that.
Yeah, this is a
Have
NYU.
we been through that? Maybe we've been through.
That's
the other side of
NYU
that.
housing, yeah.
Yeah.
And NYU professor housing.
Yeah.
This is actually a nice little pocket just south of Washington Square Park. Most people don't go through. Not far away from your art dealer.
My who?
Your art dealer.
Oh, the Hunter Biden Art Gallery?
That's where you collect all your art, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You've
that guy...
secretly been snapping that shit up.
That guy is just more proof of whoever is telling people, go ahead and do this crime, and when you get jammed up, we'll take care of it, because nothing has happened to that guy.
Well, as I recall, a bunch of the art was purchased by
Morris, right?
By Morris, yeah, but for uncertain. Let's wait for the light here.
Sure.
We'll keep going. But for a discounted price.
Why a discount?
It's certainly not worth. Look, I mean,
what's he going to do with that artwork? Resell?
Who knows? I mean, who knows? It's just a way of getting money to the Bidens. But in the art world is notoriously fickle, right? I mean, any modern art any art involving a living artist, you don't know how many more paintings that artist is going to produce. And so from a purely, I mean, the art should be bought and sold whether you like it or not, and it should have little to do with the economics. But on substance, that art was pathetic. I mean, truly pathetic. I wouldn't even put that in a bathroom in my house, let alone.
You think he'll paint in jail?
Phew. I don't think he goes to jail.
I don't think so
He
either.
either gets pardoned or, you know, who knows what he does next.
Well, obviously they're banging on this thing like a drum, saying, see, it's all fair and even and equal, and Hunter Biden. The craziest thing is the number of people on Twitter who are saying, Joe Biden already said he's not going to pardon Hunter Biden, but he also said he's not going to send F-16s to Ukraine, and he seems to have changed his mind on that.
Exactly.
I think he's definitely going to pardon Hunter Biden either one day after the election or on the day that he resigns, which could be today.
Oh yeah, the day of, right?
Yeah, like I can easily see him saying, look, I'm pardoning my son. I realize this is going to be controversial, but I'm stepping down to spend time with my family. Kamala Harris will do nothing for the next whatever, and will carry on in the disaster that I've been creating, and then
Look, Dos Caminos. That was a
oh
successful.
yeah, wow! I think we noticed last time that it was closed, and now
But now it's closed and retreating. I mean,
you're right. I think we noticed this scaffolding last time, and then now that is a big restaurant, and actually owned by, I think, a big restaurant conglomerate like BR Guest or something.
you mean a restaurant conglomerate that once was big and now is getting smaller?
Obviously, yeah.
Well, I think restaurants all over the place are getting quite small.
No doubt.
I was talking to a friend of ours this morning, and most of the fat cats in the deep state don't ever have to confront taking care of, let's say, their own 2 children alone when they have, let's say, each of them has a play date over, and you're trying to figure out, do you want to cook dinner for all 4 kids or not? All right, kids, let's get in the car. You want to go to McDonald's, we'll go to McDonald's.
How about if you're in a situation where even taking your kids' friends out to dinner puts a strain on your family budget?
But this is my point. Back in, when I was doing this kind of stuff in 2002 through 7, going to McDonald's or going to pizza or going to Kentucky Fried Chicken was all the same. It was all about the same price point.
Right.
So people would say, well, burger chains have different economics than pizza places. No, they don't. They compete against one another. And typically, each of them will have a discount night. And so people who are using fast food as babysitting and whatever.
Right.
But now, I mean, to take, let's say, 2 adults and 4 kids to McDonald's, you're approaching $100 when you consider the cost of gas,
Right.
and other things associated with the transportation.
Now they want you to tip at McDonald's, and
Fuck that.
if
Tip?
Trump is going to go through with this no tax on tips, you're going to see those jars everywhere. Charles,
That's your car.
you traded the Bugatti for a deux chevaux.
Exactly. Actually, I thought about getting one of these in high school.
Oh my God, it's the worst car possible.
Well, and go around France after I graduated.
It would be funny for that in 1960, but
I was 4 in 1960.
okay, but you might as well put a lawnmower engine on a sardine can,
Right.
3 on the tree.
Which is
and
why I
go drive
decided
that.
to get a jet helicopter instead. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's a much better idea. Sikorsky over Citroen any day.
But here we are. This is actually pretty nice. I mean, when we,
Yeah, you're thinking to upgrade to this?
well, I mean, to see this many people on the street, if you think back to immediately after a lockdown, when we would go down here, there was nobody. It was desolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but just back onto this Hunter Biden ruling, this verdict here. I think there's a lot of, I mean, again, people are seeing the contours of how sophisticated and complicated lawfare is. This whole case has been very, very carefully curated to, wait for the statute of limitations of certain things. I think that this is exactly what they wanted, for Hunter to be found guilty, so that now they have this period where they can talk about how fair. Norm Eisen is all over this, by the way, how fair and even everything is. He's got his minions of former U.S. attorneys. It's very difficult to locate information online about some of these U.S. attorneys who are named in these Felix Sater agreements and stuff. Why do these public servants have the ability to operate in near anonymity while we have all of our private information accessible, and these guys are breaking the law and stabbing people in the chest and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I think I wonder if the Hunter Biden case isn't similar to one of the Harvey Weinstein cases,
How do you mean?
where Harvey, remember, was on appeal. He was let off.
Right.
And I wonder if these lawfare artists haven't figured out that, yes, he's going to lose at trial court, but on appeal, they'll have a way out of here. Already some Republicans are arguing that
The gun law that
gun
they're
law
relying
is-
on is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
It's a fair argument,
right, so
but
maybe,
the point is it puts the Democrats in the weird position of having to argue against gun control laws.
which you saw what Biden did yesterday. His first thing after the thing is he pushed for more gun control.
Except if it's my son. Then the other thing that nobody has been talking about is the gun that he purchased in the case was a revolver, and the gun that he's pictured with naked is a 9mm semi-automatic. So where did he get that gun, and what happened to that gun?
I don't know.
So we're not even talking about that. Again, this is more lawfare and nonsense. Is this Elon Musk?
I doubt it. It's a T plate.
It's a Uber,
Yeah.
some sort of ride share deal.
Jesus. Wrong way. Whipping around the lane.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just more lawfare, and they're again going crazy all over Twitter with all the different, left-leaning influencers, just pounding the message of now everything is fair. You also had Rob Snyder come out and say that Will Smith is a twat. I want to campaign for that word. That's a woefully underutilized word.
Is that better or worse than the C word?
I think it's got less
Less punch?
bite to it. Yeah, you can use that in a little bit more. You might even be able to say twat on television. I'm not sure. I remember the funniest thing. I've told you some funny stories about my first wife. She would tell me, I learned a new word today. Oh, what's that? Twat? Sounds French. She thought it was a French word. I don't know why.
It's a French sandwich. Anyway. But the other thing, if you sit here and you're saying to yourself, all right, I'm a Democratic Party campaign expert, and I've got this campaign, it's pretty important, the presidential campaign coming up. What landmines do I see before me? We're
Nothing but.
Well, we're headed towards Wall Street, and the reason we're doing that, in part, because we haven't been there in a while, is that the situation in the financial markets and credit markets in particular is looking very dicey. So typically September, October time frame, that's when you have crashes. That's a nice.
BMW.
How much would that be?
Probably 15 or 20,000 bucks, maybe more. I haven't looked at motorcycles at all in a while, but BMW is among the most expensive, and many people say the best.
How fast would that thing go?
I mean, probably 180 miles an hour. How many cc's is this?
0 to 60 in what?
2 seconds or less? I don't know. I mean, yeah, some of these things go absolutely crazy.
It's the wrong kind of tire for the street.
That's probably for just going crazy fast.
Yeah, but you should, I mean, that tire is not going to grip that well on this normal pavement.
Could be more, could be 30 grand. I haven't looked at the cost of motorcycles in quite a while.
So you're looking at Joe Biden as the candidate. He's locked in. I don't know if you wanted to replace him, how you would do that, because you've got state issues on getting people named on ballots. I don't know what the rules are.
But if he's dead, they got to have somebody, no?
I don't know how it works. So we're June 12th, and while we're here, I just want to pay homage to my dad, who's now dead for 1 year.
Oh, wow. Sorry about
That's
that.
right.
Charles.
It would have been his
God,
anniversary
really,
today.
Time flies. Wait, today would have been his wedding anniversary with your mom?
Yeah,
And also 1 year that he
the
died?
day before he died.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow. That's interesting, isn't it?
yeah. In fact, that's the last thing I said to him. I said, Dad, see you tomorrow. It's your wedding anniversary. Not so much.
I think he probably said, I'll see your mother tomorrow.
Exactly. Right.
But there is some correlation for people who've been married a long, long time where one of them dies and then the other.
Well,
I mean, obviously it was many years in the case of your father, but your mother was a smoker, you said, right?
well, they both smoked, and they both quit when they were 40.
Oh, but I thought, didn't your mother die of lung cancer? Or
No.
that was-
She died of many different things. It's unclear what she died of, actually. And
Well,
he-
the doctors always
wasn't
trust
COVID.
the science, Joe.
It wasn't COVID, that's for sure. It could have been, probably would have been COVID had she died during COVID.
Oh, that reminds me. I think we were talking about this right before we went on air, but there was a really, wow, Paris Hilton is back. Didn't she have a baby?
Is that Paris Hilton?
I mean, that sign says Paris Hilton, and that might be Paris Hilton, but that's quite a Photoshop job or an excellent fitness trainer.
Well, those type of celebrities have all kinds of deals where the weight comes right off.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. I was about to mention. Oh, this was an important topic I wanted to take us to, and I totally forgot. We've only got about 5 minutes until we get into the First Amendment forum. Do you remember what I was about to?
I have to say, as much as I hang on your every word,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Now here's an Italian restaurant which I think used to be up the Upper East Side, Il Molino,
Molino, yeah.
and now it's down here.
I think they have two, no?
Many. I think there's one on Washington Square Park area. This must be a takeoff.
Do
of
we
it.
want to walk away from that
Yeah.
power washing mess?
Yeah. We'll raise our plow. This person's calling them on. I mean, Toad Hall.
Oh yeah, this is what it was. COVID, you said.
Yeah.
So the Ninth Circuit, somebody was
All right.
suing like the public school system or something like that of California for having
Ugh.
these vaccine mandates. And it made it to the Ninth Circuit. The district court said, no, screw you, we're siding with the school, or allow them to mandate vaccines. But then it got into the Ninth Circuit and it just got overturned, sent back. to the-
9-zip, right?
Well, no, this was 2-1, because
2 to
there's a Ninth Circuit appellate review. So now what the plaintiff, the California School Board or whatever it is, they have an option to seek en banc review, which would be all of the judges in the Ninth Circuit. Well, or just continue the case in the district court. It's been remanded to the district court. But the important aspect of it is the Ninth Circuit, basically, they argued the same exact thing that I said to Dershowitz, which is, this is not a vaccine. A vaccine is an inoculation that prevents you
Right.
from getting sick or spreading it, and this doesn't do that. So this is a treatment, and we can't apply Jacobson v. Massachusetts in this case, which is exactly what
they
I
held.
said to Dershowitz.
Yeah. Yeah, well, moral to I mean, Dershowitz, I think, is trotted out to serve the interests of unseen masters, steering the discussion in ways that benefit the same masters.
I think he might be like the Laurence Olivier or the Stanislavski of Lawfare, where everybody is like studying under him and using his method. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, his whole, because let's think about this for a second, Charles. When he agreed to come on my show, why the hell did he do that? That's a guy who goes on Fox and
Right.
has tons of money and is 80 something. Like, he doesn't need anything from me. So there was a reason that he did that. They just wanted that message to go as far and as wide as possible. And obviously the spending of over $1 million to destroy Crowdsource the Truth means that somebody felt that it was effective in doing something that they did not want. And I think that Dershowitz, you know, was on a mission to get this stupid message out there. And he absolutely did a catch and kill with Robert F. Kennedy on Patrick Bet-David's show to destroy my social media. I'm sort of starting to hate Robert F. Kennedy.
Why do you hate Kennedy?
Because he cooperated with Dershowitz to do this catch and kill operation to suppress the larger story and focus on the stupid comments that Dershowitz made, which have now been proven wrong in the Ninth Circuit. If I was the lawyer for these vaccine-injured people, or not the non-lawyer, and if Dershowitz was the lawyer for the California schools, I just beat him in the appellate court.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, we're back to Africa.
we'll see what happens, but I'm sure he's an asshole and he'll argue that this will go to the Supreme Court and he'll argue it there and something will happen.
We'll walk quickly.
Yeah. But he's just a constant liar.
Yo, fam. Yo, fam.
Notice those guys were wearing fake Rolexes.
Yeah. Amazing. Too many of
Church
them.
Street Surplus. Now wait a minute.
It's
This
new.
is Church Street Boxing Gym. I just saw something for boxing.
We're
Hudson Boxing. So are you guys affiliated with Church Street Boxing? Why is it Church Street?
Army Navy.
Weird.
Hudson Boxing and Big
Weird. Anyway, sorry.
no problem. Beef soup, $11.
Doesn't sound good.
$11 for soup
It's high.
in
I
a
agree.
junk shop?
Are they selling soup at the junk shop?
Well, I'm just saying in a junky area.
Oh, we're
ele-
on Church Street.
Right.
That's interesting. So I guess Church Street Boxing is. I haven't been there in a while. I think it's on one of the cross streets, though.
No, it's right there. You just saw it.
That was somebody else's boxing.
Oh, okay.
Church. Oh wait, Charles, we're at 26 minutes here, so we're going to make our way over to the First Amendment Forum. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to become a sponsor. If you missed the excitement yesterday, now is a great time to become a sponsor on odyssey.com/@crowdsource the truth. You can see my former attorney in a stunning moment assault me right after Felix Sater assaulted me. Those guys are out of their minds, but it really causes me to believe, Charles, that they're extremely worried about what I know.
And stormy weather ahead.
What do you
Look at
mean?
that. The clouds swirling around. Dark clouds, dark clouds, dark clouds.
Well, it should be all right.
I'm just saying, stormy weather ahead for them. No.
Wow, this guy's crazy. Carvana getting ready to hit
Fucking
somebody.
idiot.
Fucking asshole. On the cell phone, ready to hit people. Is he delivering a Carvana? Anyway, we're heading over to the First Amendment Forum. Join us there. Odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth. Crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Thanks everybody for sponsoring the show. Watch that sponsor exclusive video of me getting assaulted. Charles, I might get nominated for an Emmy Award for the most on-camera assaults of anybody.
There you go.
We'll see.